Refraction of light through prism. Now first thing, what is a prism? Prism is actually a triangular shape of glass. Basically it is not properly triangular. Its shape, it has two triangular ends. Means it's a solid structure having two triangular ends, and the other portion are basically rectangular or square in shape. This is a kind of prism. So it is a piece of glass which bends the light in almost 90-degree angle or sometimes less than that. Basically prism is used to bend the light, and when white light passes through prism, white light breaks into 7 different colors. That means the color of rainbow. And that effect is known as dispersion of light, and today we will discuss starting with the refraction of light through a prism. So basically, as I told, prism has two triangular ends and means triangular bases and 3 rectangular sides. Like it's somewhat like this. Like this one and this one is the triangular ends, triangular base, and this is a rectangular side, this one also, and the side beneath that. Basically, we place the prism like this with one of the triangular base. We place it with one of the triangular sides as a base. So what happens when the light comes and falls onto the prism? The light refracts, and in simple way the light bends. So I'm just drawing it. This is our prism. So 3 sides. This is known as A. Let us name them A, B, C, the prism. This angle, any one angle, is known as angle A or the angle of prism. Then light will be falling onto this surface, as we have learned in the lens and in the mirror that the incident ray should always be coming from the left hand side, from the left side. So the incident ray will be falling onto this surface at a certain angle, and to know about that angle we have to draw one normal or perpendicular onto this surface. For example, I am drawing a normal onto this surface. This is my normal onto the surface. That means this angle is 90 degree. Just rubbing, not required now. So what happens? The light will be falling obliquely or at a certain angle onto this point. Okay, this is our normal number 1. So this is the incident ray falling onto this side AB. That means this incident ray is making a certain angle with the normal, which is known as angle I, or simply angle of incidence. This is our incident ray. Let me name it as P, and here Q. This point is Q. Okay. Then what happens after falling onto the prism? The ray almost passes. Let me do it a little bit more precisely. Now the angle is more properly visible, and you can see the light almost clearly. PQ is the incident ray. It is falling onto this side, that is on point Q. It is falling at point Q on the side AB. Then what happens, as the light is coming from air, this is air or our rarer medium, this is a glass piece, prism it is a simple glass, so this is our denser medium, the light will refract and the light will go parallel to the base. The light will travel actually almost or sometimes exact parallel, sometimes almost parallel to the base up to this point. So this is our angle of refraction, and this is our refracted ray. PQ, I am putting here a point R. So again we have to draw another normal on two side AC. I am drawing the normal here. This is our normal number 2. This is the point where it is meeting or it is falling on the side AC. Now, rarer medium, denser medium, rarer medium. As the light is passing from rarer to denser, it will bend towards normal. As the light is going from denser to rarer, it will bend away from normal, which we learned in the previous chapter in glass lab. So again the light will bend and refract, and will emerge out. So I am putting this as PQRS. It is the incident ray or it's the light ray. PQ is the incident ray, QR is the refracted ray, RS is the emergent ray. So again here it will make an angle with the normal number 2, which is E, angle of emergence. So this is our same R, not required here for now. So this is how light bends inside a prism. This is how light refracts. Now if I say, like, I want to know how much the light has bent or how much the light has refracted. So what we do, we extend this incident ray up to a certain point. We extend it, imaginary line, and then we extend this emergent ray backwards. It will be making an angle with the, means that emergent ray and incident ray will be making a certain angle here. This is the angle formed, and this angle is known as B, angle of deviation. So I am writing out the symbols here. First of all, angle I, angle of incidence. Then angle R, angle of refraction. Angle E, which is this one, angle of emergence. Then this angle A, capital A, is known as angle of the prism. This capital D is angle of deviation. Angle of deviation actually refers, or from angle of deviation we can know how much the light has bended or deviated from its original path. That means the light was intended to move like this, but as the prism was on its way, the light bended and deviated in some other direction. This is the angle which shows how much the deviation is or how much the light has bended away from its original path. My lines might not be straight. You all please use scale while drawing this one. Now our PQ is known as the incident ray, QR is the refracted ray. RS is the emergent ray. And N1, N2 everyone knows, normal, and ABC is the prism. So you can copy it down from here as you pause the video, or you can also copy it from your book in page number 192. I am just going out, you pause and copy it. Okay. So this much was only for today. And you have to remember all these symbols, all these angles, and these ones also, and how to draw the prism. So try to draw this one by yourself, and the drawing should be neat and clean. Thank you. This much only for today.